Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Serie A audio experience. Just the four of us. Marco is up live, up close in the Serie A action, but we're still reporting here in the cold, getting better, New York. So, do you want to introduce the crew or?
Yeah, the usual guy over there, the Inter fan, the PC, and then Peter Curto.
The PC.
And then we have a GM over there, the general manager.
PC or laptop.
Gaetano Messina, GM or the Capitano, the Comandante, whatever you want to call it. Michael Cantaris, Michael Core, MKs, and then the GOAT.
AC, air conditioner.
Antonio Cassano.
Well said. I look forward to that all the time. But we do have some calcio that we do have to talk about. I don't know if we want to start with Champions League, Coppa Italia, Serie A.
Let's start with the Champions League.
You want to do Champions League? Get that out of the way while it's back. Oh, God.
So many beautiful news on Champions League.
Let me lay the
Inter.
foundation a
Let's
little
start with
bit.
Inter.
I just want a blanket
put the
statement,
foundation,
and then we could talk a little bit more, because I don't know. I wanted to avoid this. Hopefully, you guys wouldn't even want to mention it, because it's not a good look for Serie A, not a good look for Calcio. Underperformance, embarrassment, and a bad display for the regular fan that doesn't really watch the league. We know Inter got eliminated. We know Juventus got eliminated. Napoli couldn't even make it to the knockouts. Atalanta, the only glimmer of hope from a deficit. But you didn't want to say you want to start from Inter, because obviously you like messing
eliminated by Bada Bing.
I mean, listen, they're Bodø Glimt. We know they've been the dark horse the past few seasons. We saw them eliminate Lazio last time. They beat Manchester City, right? They had some incredible results, but that was in Norway.
Yeah.
Bodø Glimt beat Inter 2 times, and that's.
But Mike, that was the turf over there. It was the turf. It was cold.
I know, but at the Meazza too. You can excuse maybe for one. Peter's about to jump out of his skin right now.
I'm trying to find some excuses.
I'm just saying. Look, Bodø Glimt's no walk in the park. They're very good, like I said, but Inter cannot lose 2 times against Bodø Glimt. Peter, just go, because I'm disgusted.
Take it away, Pete.
Take it away. Take it away. The floor is all yours, Pete.
I agree with you. You cannot lose both games to a Bodø Glimt. You can't make the complaint about the weather, the turf, everything else, and then still not be able to win at home. How I look at this is, I'll make one point first. Inter in the last 4 or 5 years have made 2 Champions League finals.
Talk about the Bodø Glimt. Forget about the last 4 or 5 years.
I want to make a point. The point is, I know it looks bad for Italy and Italian football, but there has been Inter that has been in 2 Champions League finals. I get it. You haven't won, and ultimately the winners are the ones that write history. But we did make it far, even in terms of the other results. Juventus, I think, even with 10 men, played a remarkable game in terms of the courage and determination to try to get back. And I think also was a harsh second yellow to Kelly, which may or may not have changed anything. Now, going back to Inter, this Inter team, I think, or Kivu rather, in the first game, he did not want to risk our best player. I mean, right now, even Antonio's beloved Cassano is saying that he is the number 10 left wing back, which is Dimarco. The numbers that he's put on, on the score sheet, and goals and assists, and always coming clutch, and all the opportunities really coming from his side, right? So if you go back into the first game versus Norway, Dimarco doesn't even get used. I think in fear of the turf, in fear of the cold weather, and the long, season ahead. So, what I think that's where we really lost the grip of this game, because you go down already with a 2-0 hole, and you saw in the second game, Bodø Glimt defended tooth and nail, and they did a perfect game. They did a perfect game where they sat back, they had a low block, they absorbed pressure. Inter, for the longest time, we've been complaining that we don't have a true number 10, a player that can take his man on 1v1, and it shows in these type of games. When you need a touch of brilliance, when you need someone that can be able to beat his man 1v1, we do not have that. There was a stat, even Dimarco, who's the best player, right, for Inter this year, he's only had 4 dribbles against an adversario. So that is very low for a wing back. If you look at Palestra, I think his is close to 40, 44 even in Cagliari. So we seriously lack that, especially without a Dumfries, without Lautaro, without Çalhanoğlu. No excuses. You got to beat Bodø, no excuses. Okay. But I think Kivu, if he can learn anything from this game, is you can't take anything for granted, and you can't expect that you're going to come home and be able to change the result just like that because you're Inter. So you have to be able to manage those 2 legs a lot better. And
can I add?
And do you think quickly? Do you think Kivu underestimated Bodø Glimt on the first leg, or just in general?
He estimated over in both legs, not just the first leg.
I think he underestimated them in the fact that he thought, even at 3-1, he can come back from the result. Because when they scored the 3-1, I thought he was definitely going to put in Dimarco. He was going to make some changes right away. And if you look at that first game, he doesn't make the changes that influence, to try to change the direction of the game. Because definitely if you go in and you're able to score a goal, let's say, and you end that game 3-2, for 1 goal, Bodø Glimt cannot defend the way that they were.
Oh, yeah.
But they were perfect. I think they played the perfect game, and every chance they had to go forward, they were dangerous. And the counterattack was to perfection. So,
Pete, you know what's the most embarrassing thing about this game, to be honest with you? That's nothing to do that you are an Inter fan, I'm an AC Milan fan. What's the most embarrassing thing is, okay, let's put on the side of the turf and the cold and the plane and then it was freezing, whatever. Everybody goes through that stuff. Number 1. Number 2, the salary of the entire team of the Bodø Glimt, it's equivalent to the salary of the people that they clean the locker room in San Siro. Okay?
I gotta get that job.
And the players. And 1 second.
It's equivalent to Serie C. They say Catania.
Of Bodø Glimt, the day after, they were not just decompressing and doing this. They went to work. Okay? Those guys are not even professional. They have a job. So they go to play the game. And then after the game,
I don't know how true that is. Is that true?
Yes, they go to work. They stash salmons or whatever or catfish. They do
working on the fish markets.
Yeah,
right?
They work, Pete. They work. This is how embarrassing it is. So forget about Kivu, Lautaro, Dimarco, this and that. It's embarrassing. You should be representing Italy. You just said that you went 2 times closer to win the Champions League 2 final the last 3 years, and then you do that kind of a showing. Is embarrassing for the entire Italy.
It's embarrassing, but these players are not amateur players.
No,
these are professional players.
Yeah,
these are good players. Hogg even played for AC Milan. Yeah. So I don't think we should be looking at it that.
You guys love
in
the stats,
all of
right?
Europe.
Do the summary of all the.
No, the salary, I get that.
Yeah,
I'm not arguing there, but the point is, don't think that this is a mediocre team. This is a team that deservedly won this league.
They beat Man City.
They beat Man City. They beat Atletico Madrid. Yeah. Like, this is not a team that has just popped up out of nowhere. This is a formidable side. They have an advantage when you play. When a team has to go there and play away, they have an advantage there. But I think ultimately, Kivu did not manage the game well, and underestimated the fact, okay, we'll get back to Milano and we'll be able to score 2-3 goals on this team. And it never happened.
I don't find it acceptable, the fact that they beat other team before. You are Inter Milan.
I mean, come on. Atletico Madrid, Manchester City. These are teams that spend a lot more than Inter. You're talking about Norway's...
No, if they can beat them, they can beat us. In other words,
it's not about that.
We're not good enough.
It's not about that.
He said, hey, you know what? They beat them. They can beat us too. Let them do it.
You know what's even...
It's like you opening the door and said, hey, you know what?
Come on,
we
Anton.
can actually lose to them.
Anton,
but this is what you actually say.
Come on. What I'm saying is that the team is not this flimsy team. It's a solid team. That's what I'm saying.
You know what's even crazier? That their league.
They don't even have a campionato, Mike. They play once
Yeah,
every 6
meanwhile-
weeks, and they have exhibition game. They don't even
During
play
this-
every week.
During this time, yes, you're
Their
right.
league finished in like October, and they were playing friendly
Hello.
matches in the meantime to prep for Inter, which I think
For
is
sure,
crazy.
for sure. But they've been playing Champions League games.
No, yes.
And knowing that you have to verse an Inter team or whoever it is in the next round of the Champions League, they're not taking the friendly games as just friendly games. They're
course
preparing
not.
for.
Babe, you
But
great.
For what
it's,
it is.
it's something to add, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's something
something
to
to
add, meaning that they're not in this form, but they've been playing week in, week out. You see the teams that they play. They're playing versus Danish teams. They're playing versus other teams that are stopped for this winter break. So
Yeah.
it's
No,
not like
let's
let's not
let's
just make
switch
it believe
gears.
like they played at Bay 8.
Let's
That's not the case.
No, I'm definitely not saying it. He's saying they're stocking fish markets
Exactly.
over here. to add to-
It's not the case.
Let's
Salt
switch
of the
gears.
injury.
Let's go to your paisan
Yeah,
next to
Gaetano,
you.
please
Next to you,
bring
Gaetano,
some-
give
bring
us
some calmness.
give us the list of your. I know you are a lot less pragmatic than Peter, but what's the list of your
Pragmatico.
excuses for Juventus, Galatasaray?
No,
Hey,
I
Ashby,
have-
let him get on the
Inter,
Inter
let's
first.
not-
On
Yeah.
Inter, okay,
You're
keep
jumping
piling
the
on.
gun, buddy.
Keep piling on.
Anto's foaming from the mouth over here.
Pile on, Gaetano.
This
Go
is
ahead.
Christmas.
You don't want me to talk about Inter?
The floor, yes, please. The floor is yours.
Okay.
Go ahead, take it off.
I
take
think
it away.
because they beat teams like Manchester City, Kivo should have had a better team there. Okay?
Very much.
So I think I agree that Kivo did not take this game. He thought that he could get a better result. Because in San Siro, he thought, I'll play my game in San Siro. In San Siro, they had a lot of chances. Okay? They could have, the result could have been much better. But I think that he screwed up on the first game.
Yeah.
And Champions League is very important. It brings a lot of money, so he should have put his best players there. I have a stat for you
Stop. It's gonna
about Federico Dimarco. All right. In the top 5 leagues in Europe, the most goal contributions, which is assists and goals, where Harry Kane is number 1, Haaland and Mbappe are number 2 and 3, Lamine Yamal is number 6, Federico Marco is number 7 on that list.
He's incredible.
As a left wing back.
Contributions for the top 5 leagues.
And what about international team? What does he do? What does he do? What is the stats on the national team? You came up with the stat. pick
We're
it
talking
up.
about Inter right now.
We are. We're talking about
Okay.
Inter.
Okay.
Anto.
All right.
Well, he's still one of the top.
What does he do?
Top
in the Italian national team. He sucks.
back,
That's about the bottom line.
left back in the
Mike,
in
don't
Europe.
cut this, please. Okay. All right. So what do you? I mean,
All
But
right,
it's
next.
true. Gaetano's right, though. He's been incredible. We're
appreciate,
talking about
I
Inter.
appreciate the number that you put for us.
Okay,
but at the end
so-
of the day, with all of this number, they still lost both games. They
But I
lost
just
away.
said it.
Ah,
I just said it.
You know what?
That Kivo screwed up the first game.
All right, let's take a quick break from the podcast to talk about our sponsor, Mike. They know it already. Lotto is sponsoring us until the World Cup, which Italy, we're going to be there in the end. We're still maintaining the faith. And the good news is they have a new collection that just dropped. They're sick sweatpants. They're sick quarter zips. I absolutely love them. LottoSport.com. Shop the new collection. Mike, I love wearing this every single day.
Dude, they got the cozy fits out now. Now with this, especially in New York, it's been snowing on and off.
Been brutal, yeah.
So guys, head up on that site. I know there's a lot, especially up north in Canada. It's freezing over there. The quarter zips not only gonna keep you stylish, but you're gonna look sick in them.
There's like a weird trend online too about quarter zips, right? Have you seen that
Yeah,
on
yeah, I
TikTok?
did, yeah.
Like hit my TikTok algorithms for
we
some
go.
reason.
It's
But Lotto is back. I'm seeing everybody talk about them, post about them all over my Instagram feed. I was just on a special trip with them, which is gonna come out very soon. A special
No sneak
video.
peeks, nothing.
I don't think I'm allowed to say that much, but let's just say there's some huge people that are involved in this, and it's amazing because Lotto is a company that I grew up with. It's a company that since I was a child, it represented CALCIO, represented soccer, represented football. It was the history. It's what some of the best players that I idolized growing up wore. Went away for a little bit, but it's really cool to see them come back, and it's really cool that they're supporting us. So if you want to support IFTV, support Lotto. They're with us. check out lottosport.com. The new collection is fire. Or you could go to Dick's Sporting Goods in store or online and check it out there.
And we have all the links in the description. Go check it out. Follow them on social media. And back to the show.
Let me just add the last thing that it needs to be said.
I've never seen this guy happy.
This guy here,
guy's so excited.
is starting to say, hey, because, they beat Manchester City and they beat Atletico.
That's acceptable?
Just because of that, you should have kept your eyes wider.
I just said that.
Open. 1 second. And you didn't. You did not. You did not. Because you underplayed those guys. I said, hey, don't worry. When we come to San Siro, we have the extra
Gaetano
man.
and I both said the same exact thing.
Yeah, but
and
it's
all
how you say
how I said it was because
it is one thing.
you said
it's how you
said
say
these
it.
guys are
It's
salmon
different.
That's
right.
guys. They're not.
Yeah,
They're professional
they're
players.
not.
They failed at
They're
AC Milan and they went back to Norway.
Fishermen. They're feeding the fish, and you guys took the bait. Hope.
You're loving
They took the bait.
You're loving this.
They
huh?
took the bait.
I never seen you happy.
They took the bait.
Listen,
they
Mike,
got,
the
they
beauty-
got hooked.
The beauty of it, as a great coach used to say, is zero titoli. That's another year for you. That's it.
Zero titoli.
For
Voila.
you, yes.
So far, the fact that you are 10 points ahead of AC Milan, not because of you deserve it.
Yeah.
Referees here and there, it's always to your side. Nothing never
never
was called against you guys.
Never for you.
We gotta say, Inter and Serie A have been playing incredible, Anto. Come on.
They've been favored and AC Milan has been penalized. Am I crying?
Wow.
No. But,
You're crying right now.
I'm not crying. Zero titoli. Where did you
Okay.
win? Where did you win?
We didn't win anything yet,
we-
but I can guarantee you
Okay,
Milan's not
right, so
winning.
it's not over.
We can-
Until the fat lady sings.
We can go in the boxing ring afterwards, guys.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't want to move on because it's gonna be another bad. We're done with Inter, Anto. Don't
Yeah.
go back. We have to move on.
To Juventus.
Let's get out another defeat before we talk about the brighter side.
Yeah.
Juventus, another. I don't even know if this is
Galatasaray.
even more disappointing. I don't even just know. Just worse after a worse performance after worse. Juve conceded 7 goals in 2 games against Galatasaray. Spalletti, the first match, I feel like he had no idea what he was doing. Second match, it could have been very close. Marco was at the game too. Could have been an incredible comeback, and they ended up conceding 2 goals at the end in extra time. Just when you thought that this amazing remontada, as they say, right? But
Rimonta in Italian.
well, yeah, I'm saying
Remontada is
Spanish. Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, another disappointing thing, and we knew Galatasaray was going to be very tough, obviously, but the way it happened, a Serie A team to concede that many goals in Champions League is very un-Italian-like, and
We've been known for the best defense, best this and best that, and then what we do,
the-
5 goals.
it seems like the identity seems to have changed, and there's been a lot of criticism on defense of the Italian teams in Serie A, and again, just not. I feel like it's carbon copy of Inter. Just another embarrassing result.
Yeah.
I
You
don't know
can
what
get
else to say.
5 goals. You can get 5 goals in the Championship,
No.
and then you think you're going to get through. I mean, fantastic game, and the return, you're winning 3-0. You play with 10 players. Yildiz hit the post. I mean, they had a couple other chances. They could have put the game, and this was all with 10 players. So, fantastic comeback, but it was not good enough.
Almost.
After you get 5 goals. You know.
Yeah.
So it's too bad.
And to be, kind of, unfair, however you want to put it, both times the 10 men, really hurt Juventus' chances of being able to maybe get through into the next round. And I think I want to make it very clear, there's a Juventus with Bremer and a Juventus without Bremer.
100%.
And that defense seems to, fall apart when he's out. And, even in terms of the simple mistakes, when we look at Kelly's individual mistake, really, you can't afford to make these mistakes with, Osimhen down your neck, right? This is a player that was a top goal scorer within Serie A. Noah Lang was bought from Serie A. So this is not some, weak team. I think we have this misconception a lot of times that, these are inferior leagues. But these teams spend money. They spend money. They go after players. when you play in Turkey, it's it's a real cauldron, as they say. Like, it's hot in there, and it gets very heavy. The shirt gets very heavy. So what I want to say is, but I give a lot of respect to Juventus, because they came out in this game, the second game, and knew what the objective was and knew what they were able to do. And I think they learned to be able to suffer this year with Spalletti, which I think they can build on for the next year, because the team that's willing to suffer, able to suffer, can make that jump. They're lacking, we know, a number 9. It's clear as day that they don't have a true number 9 without Vlahovic.
Yeah.
Not an excuse. No, listen, the 2 games, the 2 red cards changed this game.
It's true too.
You know.
Okay, Gaetano was right before, but in Italy we have some terminology that they develop over the years. On the first game, era un colabrodo. You know what colabrodo means? A brodo is broad, but colabrodo means everything sipped through, Mike. Everything
Strainer.
went through, strain. So 5 goals, it's a lot. It's so embarrassing. We've been known for the catenaccio, for the fact that we know to play defense. We teaching. It's la scuola del calcio italiano. They used to just pick on us before. They used to say, "Oh, you catenacciari," meaning you guys are just park the bus or the truck, like Gaetano used to say, and then that's it. Once you score 1 goal, but 5 goals is very embarrassing.
Very.
Number 2, I think on the second game in Torino, the red card to me was an exaggeration. I'm not trying to find excuses for Juventus. It was way exaggerated. And I'm not sure whether Juventus playing with the 10 players or whether if this red card was not there, if Juventus would have been playing better. I think Juventus played better with 10 instead of... They were not playing as well.
Maybe it was a wake-up call too. It was a mix of things.
I'm not sure. It was just maybe, Spalletti must have told them on the locker room, I said, hey, listen, we're going to get out. Dobbiamo andare fuori a testa alta, means with your head up. So, because Juventus, to me, they did not give up on the game, but Mike, they started way from the back. They knew that their chances were slim to none. So
it was an uphill battle.
I mean, that's why, the reasons why they were not booed at the end of the game is because they know how much sacrifice the spectator. They saw the
Even
sacrifice
just
that
to be able
everybody
to bring this game into extra time was very good, especially with 10 men.
And
Are you
this
kidding
is
me?
what
That's
Inter
why.
didn't do. Inter
Exactly.
just,
No, Inter did not do that.
So aside from that, I think Juventus very unlucky, but they deserve. They own their own destiny because they played like garbage on the first game. End of the story.
Yeah. Moving on from those 2 nightmare of games, Atalanta, where we thought would be another disaster, being 2-0 down to Dortmund, they did incredible. I tip my hat, applaud them. Incredible from Palladino, incredible from Atalanta. They look great. Very proud of what they did, and now they're through, and everyone counted them out. I mean, most of us, I'm sure, counted us out, especially with what was going on with other Italian teams, you understand? And which was normal to think, but now we look at it, there's only 1 Italian teams in the UCL knockouts, which is, like, again, I said, a nightmare, unacceptable. But Atalanta are playing another German opponent, Bayern Munich, which is one of the favorites to win the Champions League. So I don't know how much of a chance they actually do have, but
They have a chance.
I'm happy that out of all the representatives, it is Atalanta, because it seems like within the past few years, they're the only team that really wears their badge, their flag on their sleeve, as they say. So whatever happens. They weren't supposed to get this far, and I think Palladino's doing fantastic, juggling everything, and we hope the best. But it's Bayern Munich, favorites. Whatever happens, their heads are held high after what they did with this Dortmund. For me,
which is good for us because let them have. When you're the favorite, the pressure is on you to win.
That's true.
So Atalanta being the underdog, I mean, especially under Gasperini, they surprised us so many times.
Exactly.
So, and I think Palladino is not far off from Gasperini.
He's doing a good job. He has big shoes to fill,
It's okay. So far, so good. I mean, they didn't do well last week, but I think I will put my 30% chances for Atalanta. 30 is not little.
Atalanta's always punched above their weight. So what I see is a team that has a good coach, with Palladino. Probably the less likely of team to go through if you would have thought about it from the beginning of the draw. But it's a team that, the fan base, like playing in that home, in that stadium, they give you the extra energy, and you saw that the team knew from the get-go what they needed to do. They got the early goal, which is something that helps along the way. And, I think they played the game to perfection in how they went after Borussia Dortmund. Yeah. Now, also, if you think about it, it's a team that they changed their coach, meaning Ivan, first off, Gasperini leaves, who's been fundamental for this Atalanta team. Second, Ivan Juric is a nightmare. Palladino's able to come in. What I will say is, compared to Kivu, let's say, Palladino started his starters in when it came to the Champions League, because in the league they're not faring too well, right? They might not get anywhere when it comes to Europe, potentially. It's they're right there in the mix, but not Champions League, let's say. So that's also an indication where, like, you need to be able in Champions League to put your starters in. You need to be able to perform. So, but with that being said, I think this Atalanta team, at the very least, is the pride of Italy right now.
For sure.
And we'll see what happens in Europa League and in the Conference League. And maybe you were able to win one of those two. That brings Italy back to the podium. It's an off year. Listen, let's think of it that way when it comes to Italy. I don't, we make this drama. I think it's also because Italy hasn't made the past 2 World Cups. But, we need to be a little less arrogant. Go back to
the beginnings.
Not the beginnings, but go back to the catenaccio, maybe, understanding the game and making sure that you go through. That's ultimately what counts. Not playing great football, not managing the players' minutes, every single thing. Like, go and win the game.
Cortomuso, right?
Yeah.
Allegri style.
Yeah, Allegri style.
I'm proud. I'm proud of Atalanta. I'm proud of Palladino's doing a great job. I'm happy for the fans. They overachieved in the Champions League, but Champions League is, for them, they're not going to go through. Now with Bayern Munich.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, but listen, one thing is for sure, by moving to the 16th round, they're still making money.
It's big.
They're
It's
still
big.
making good money.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So,
but
I
the chances
applaud
of going through with Bayern Munich, very slim.
Listen.
And it shows how bad Inter, right, miss out on the top 8.
Right.
That top 8 position, they let
that's right.
it slip because they started off very hot and they lost 3 or 4 games at the end.
Yeah.
So,
Good point.
that's why
Yeah,
you can't take this for granted.
Yeah, they would have avoided these 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Michael, should we go into the Coppa Italia, whatever, and then we move into the Campionato, because we have a lot to cover, Mike. What do you think?
I was going to go Serie A.
Coppa Italia is very easy. I saw Inter Como. It was, listen, it was a lot more interesting watching the grass grow than watching Inter Como. So boring.
I mean, Como held their own, though.
The first half, they played a little, but then the second half, both teams, they were just passing the ball, just knocking the ball around. It was embarrassing. I mean, you fill up the stadium with the people over there, and then you don't even play.
I mean, it was more. I think.
Come on, you don't even press.
I think
that's embarrassing.
I think it was. I felt like it was a more calculated game since.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you get for it being 2 legs too.
That's why
so
Serie
it could be
A
a pro and a
sometimes-
con.
Yeah, but Mike, Serie A, it's supposed to be the top 3 leagues, and then what you do a showing like that. But my Coppa Italia. Oh, Inter is thinking about the derby or Como. This is all BS.
Anto,
It's
it's
all
the first
BS.
leg. There's 2 legs. So
I
what happened
know.
was Inter, they changed 10 players. So this is a game where he already said, I'm going to focus on Inter versus Milan because that's going to give you plus 13 if you're able to win, which then can lead you to the second leg where you're at home again and you have all the chances to win. If they would have, lost 2-0, then we would have been in the same position where we were with the Champions League with Bodø Glimt. But I think any Inter fan would say, hey, if we had to get kicked out of the Coppa Italia to win the derby, to win the Scudetto,
Listen,
problem.
be careful with the calculators because from
I
time
know,
to time, if
I'm-
you don't know how to use the calculator, you get error messages on the top
it could either
on
go
the screen.
plus
So,
13
You got to be careful.
It was a calculated
Plus 10
game.
or
That's
one-
what-
So you
plus seven.
calculated
It was
that you're going to win
calculated.
Sunday.
I'm not calculating
No.
that. I'm
Oh.
saying that
Putting more
he
hopes.
said
He wants some more.
I'm
hopes
gonna
on that.
go for the win
Win.
because that's gonna give me the.
And what if
the
you don't
chance.
win? What
If you don't win,
happens?
you're plus 7 still.
All right.
Still
So you
pretty
won
big
already.
enough
But I
gap.
already told you that you
No, it
won
doesn't make
already.
everything.
Pete, you won already long time ago. Let's not even discuss this. It's just a poor showing. against Roma.
The Como Inter game, I definitely Kivo's game. Kivo's head was at the derby. They haven't won the derby in a while, so I think he figure I go there. If I get a tie, I'll take my chances on the return. As far as Fabregas is concerned, I mean Como, they pushed, they put pressure. They had a lot of chances. They had chances to win the
first
game.
half only, if you get
Yeah,
couple
well,
times.
Yeah, but they tried. They tried to win the game. Kivo did not try to win the game. Kivo tried to tie the game. In fact, there were periods in the second half that it was embarrassing. Everything was passing from side to side, from side to side to side, from side to side to side. I mean, they never went past the midfield because that's what they wanted. They wanted. One thing I am disappointed about Fabregas and is Nico Pass. Nico Pass, he was playing out of position.
Yeah.
You got your best player and you put him out of position.
false
You
nine,
put him as center forward. The guy, it's a totally different position. The center forward, he didn't do anything. This guy in the first half. Then in the last, I think 15-20 minutes, he put Dyer. I don't remember his name. He put him as a center forward, which is not a center forward, and then he went behind. You could see right away, Nico Pass, when he gets the ball in the midfield, he looks up. He looks here, the ball goes over there, and he knows how to make those vertical passes into the area. So that's the thing that I'm disappointed Fabregas. But I think Como was trying to win this game, and they had to win the game because the next game is in San Siro.
Well, listen, Fiberglass, he should have done a better job in that guy Duvikas is the Greek guy, right, Mike?
Yeah.
He's a great player. I like him a lot.
He's okay.
I mean, it's okay. I saw him scoring in a situation. He knows how to dribble the guy. He got himself into a lot of dangerous situations.
He's not
I
bad.
like
9
Duvikas.
goals.
Yeah,
he's
he's a good player.
He's
Pretty
good.
average.
He's almost in
Above average,
double
above
digit.
average.
Yeah, but why are you changing what works? That's what I don't understand about Fiberglass.
I think he wants Paz to excel as a goal scorer since he has an eye for goal, and I feel like maybe he's doing it too much by playing him out of position by doing that, and he's hoping that will work. But I feel like he's got to play a little bit deeper.
It's like Allegri is trying to put Leao as a center, as a forward. What are you trying to reinvent the wheel? We know what that they, it doesn't
I mean,
work
he's
the
still
first
young. Maybe he wants to see if he
No,
can.
Mike,
I
in
think
a
he
game
took a
like
page
that,
from
you have to
Conte's
just do
book
it.
because Acerbi was playing, right? So Acerbi does well with the physical number 9. So he wanted to try to see maybe with this false 9, you kind of drag Acerbi out, and then there's space in behind, which in the first half especially, they found that space in behind. I mean, the fullback, the guy Alex Valle, was always in front of the net, ready to score, and he should have scored on one of the occasions that was right in front.
I think it was in the second half. The two fullbacks, one fullback passed it to the other fullback in front of the goal, and he missed it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't miss that.
Yeah.
That's true.
There were the two fullbacks.
So I think he tried to reinvent something, but as Antonio says, go with what works.
Right.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
He does do a lot of tinkering up front there too.
Yeah. Well, he does.
So.
Listen, I don't know.
But then again, you can't fault him. He's doing incredible this season. He's bringing the best out of everyone. Fighting for Champions League. I mean, we're nitpicking at its finest at the end of the day. Because
He just made a comment on Nico Paz, where Nico Paz, we're used to watching him do what he's able to do in that number 10 position.
Because when you put
so
him
why
up there
why
too,
take him as a false 9?
by putting Paz there too, you're also limiting him where he sends great assists and passes.
That's what I said.
So you're taking another element out too. And
Yeah, of course. He was, for some reason, the expression, I felt like he was so sad. He was sad to be in this game. I don't know if something happened.
It was like the sacrifice guys that hey, you
no,
playing over
no,
there.
no. I think something happened.
Right, Mike?
Don't quote me on it, but I think that Fabregas took him out of the game because of disciplinary action.
No, that was the day before, the week before, because he showed
week-
up late for lunch.
Okay. So there was
Or
something like
whatever.
that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that was
Yes.
true. There was a discipline where he took him out.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Well, he didn't start him.
he didn't start him. Okay.
And then he let him come in just 20 minutes before the end of
Yeah.
the game. But that was a
you
Fabregas.
could tell that he was not, feeling comfortable. The position and maybe something that that's what the way I felt anyway.
What do you guys think of? Who do you think is going to advance?
To me, I would love to see Atalanta and Lazio, to be honest with you.
Atalanta,
Because
Lazio,
Lazio-
What do you
they
mean,
play on the
Wait,
same.
What do you mean Atalanta
What do
Lazio?
you mean?
Excuse me.
Como? huh?
Atalanta Como. That's what I meant to say, Lazio. Yeah, Lazio. Me, even Lazio Como, I will not mind because Lazio's got nothing to play for it anymore. I mean, Sarri is almost with one foot out of the door. He wants somebody else to push him out. I said, "Am I leaving? No, somebody push me, please." So it's almost there. He wants to leave. I mean, it's very embarrassing. Lotito did a very poor job in selling a lot of these best players, and now they found themselves in a predicament that they are not even contending for the Champions League or for the Euro for nothing.
For mid-table.
So the only thing that they had was the derby, which is probably there is one more to go, right?
Yeah.
One to go, and that's it. It's like this season is already over before even started. For them.
Yeah,
So-
but we knew this was like a filler year for them. We knew this with Baroni coming in the season with the transfer market block and a bunch of stuff. But that game was more exciting. The Lazio Atalanta, the 2-2 was more exciting than the Como Inter for sure. 2 late goals. Lazio played pretty good. I didn't expect them to have that much, energy and chances. They gave Atalanta a good run for their money there. And see, that's another thing with Atalanta. It's going to be hard to be juggling these multiple competitions. So it's always difficult, especially someone like Palladino that's not used to it. So I do tip my hat to that one. I don't know if you guys quickly watch a game, but it was pretty good. And I don't know who I'm going to have for the next game. The first game was at Olimpico, and now the next one's going to be in Bergamo. So it's going to be, I think that's going to be an even more exciting game, the second leg, than Inter Como for sure, for me.
Let's see. Either or, as long as Inter does not qualify for the final, it make me happy.
I figured that much.
But Inter,
I didn't mean it. And
I mean, Inter pushing for two
Yeah.
trophies on
yeah,
so.
2 trophy. Okay.
Yeah.
La Coppa
And
del Nonno e la Coppa della Nonna.
Anything else for Coppa Italia? Or should
Yeah,
we move
that's
to
it.
the
That's it.
Campionato?
That's it. Let's go to the Campionato.
On to, I guess, more positive news for Inter and Juventus getting better results than they did in the Champions League. Wait, where do we want to start? Do we want to jump to Milan? Wait, we haven't talked about Milan and Coppa Italia in Champions League.
Oh,
Finally,
that's
in a
right.
competition.
That's right. Yeah.
Milan.
Keep talking
No,
about
let's
that.
talk about Milan.
Talking
Milan.
about
Early.
We haven't heard Milan for like an hour.
Listen,
This is crazy.
We got
I almost
robbed
forgot.
blindly. We got
Yeah,
robbed
everything's
blindly.
robbed.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
You're like the sheep that cries
paisan,
wolf.
Listen to me. We got robbed blindly. That was no goal for Parma. That goal was going to be invalidated. AC Milan They trashed themselves. They should have won that game 4-0 on the first half. We had so many chances. We didn't convert it. Then this guy here jumped on the top of the shoulder of Bartesaghi, and then the other guy, he does a basketball pick on Magnani. He stopped him from moving, and that's the end of the story. I mean, and everybody, Parma. I hope they go to Serie B, which they don't.
Anthony, you say that to every team that beats
don't
Milan.
cut this, please.
What about Cremonese?
Yeah,
But Cremonese, we want to nothing.
To
You
be
know
honest,
what? We want to nothing.
but they
to be honest, I was waiting for him to talk about
And
Cremonese.
I
and
hope
was like,
Davide
"Big
Nicola
Parma."
goes to Serie B too, because he was the only team that
I
we
don't know
lost.
if he's going to
on the
get to
first
Serie
half.
B.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know how
hope
many
he goes
more
to Serie
weeks
B.
he's got left.
He's got a
Yeah.
He's
long
got a
He's
leash.
got Lecce Cremonese coming
He's
up.
got a big game
He's
coming
gonna
up.
win that game.
So who's going to win that game?
If he doesn't win that game,
He has to win.
I
that
hope
game.
he goes to Serie B. Sorry.
he's not going to be
But
around.
anyway, aside from that, except for that hiccup that AC Milan had with Parma, we've been playing the Cortomuso the whole season. So nothing new, nothing that you haven't seen so far. And so far, Allegri and Landucci, they're doing a great job. I gotta say it, because last year we had maybe 14 to 16 points less than what we had this year.
Oh, for sure.
So without major expenditure, without major, actually we moved a
Offload,
bunch of players out of the roster, and we made a couple.
Listen,
couple buying, and here we are fighting for the Champions League. And being second be second instead of fourth, you get a lot more money if you are second, right, Pete?
Yeah, you get a spike in funds.
So that was the objective at the beginning of the season.
AC Milan, you play better when the team is better than you, because they open up, and then you have those chances. They open up, and then when they out the speed, the policies, you do better. When you play with a team that is on the paper worse than you and they close, you have a difficulties because you don't have really identity. The Allegri, football is not really have that that ball that moves. That modern football where you attack and you attack. When you see now these young coaches, it's more of the old-fashioned coach, so he has a lot more difficulties in those games. Now, you should be doing better than what you're doing. Yeah. You are 10 points away from first place. You play one game a week.
Yeah, it's true.
You got out of Coppa Italia pretty early.
Actually, no, I take it back what I said about Lazio. I hope Lazio goes back home because we lost against Lazio. It was Zaccagni that scored against us, so... let's hope that the final is.
You should be doing
Atalanta.
better.
Yeah, I know.
10 points behind is too much.
What do you want to do?
For a team,
but
you have the whole week to prepare. You don't travel. You have videos. You got drones that can look up and what they're doing. The players. You can rest. You should be doing better.
Yeah. 100%.
Listen. Go look at the stats. You like the stats, right? Go look how many times we've been penalized. And then we find out that the day after, big mistake by this referee. Big mistake by that one. AC Milan goal was a regular goal. That was no penalty on this guy. That was this was another penalty that AC Milan not given. We find out only after the game. We find out all the time after the game in 3 or 4 situations that would have spelled for us at least 6 to 8 points. And now instead of being 10 points below, we could have been just 2 points.
But you only look at when it's punishes you.
We have been penalized. We have been penalized.
Every team can say we've been penalized. You see a Juventus, see what happened with Bastoni.
Not as much as us.
The record, they were penalized too. So,
but Bastoni was not penalized. Bastoni,
Juventus
should have been penalized.
Juventus was penalized. Okay, so if you go through the Serie A, every week there's somebody being penalized. At the end of the year,
never Inter gets penalized. When was the last time that you guys penalized? Pete, when was the last time that you guys
lost the Scudetto because of it?
Yeah.
With Roma last year.
How did you get penalized?
They didn't get the penalty.
Get the hell out of here.
But regardless,
that's what Marotta said.
Marotta.
Let's stop about penalizing. Let's talk about.
But Gaetano's 100% right. You're playing one 100%. Competition. You're playing the same as the mid-table and the relegation thing. You should honestly.
Next question, Mike.
But you're foaming from the mouth and talking about Inter Juventus in the Champions League.
Listen, I agree, but also this Inter team has been unreal in terms of wins.
Yeah.
Kivu's breaking the record even of Mourinho, right? So I think with Allegri, especially with this team, there hasn't been many changes in this team to bring them into the second place, to get back into Champions League. Like, this is exactly what Milan needed to restart, right? So the thing is now, the next year, they need to pick up on what they're lacking. So I'm hoping, especially with Tare there, that, the first year was about selling players, managing some acquisitions, and being in Champions League, getting the money from Champions League to now go after some players. Milan needs a number 9. It's evident they need a number 9. Leao, although I think if Leao was on his game this year, Milan, even with all the penalization, as Antonio wants to refer to, he should be scoring 15, 20 goals, Leao, a season for his abilities, right? And he's not. So with all that being said, I think Milan are positioned right where they're supposed to be.
Really?
And I mean, is it fair? The only reason why you're saying that Milan should have a lot more points, and I get it, is that they're playing once a week, which is true. Like, you should be able to have all the concentration with the team that they have. But when you look at it, the mentality of this team has been so weak for so many, years now. So there needs to be a change.
And Anto, I just want to say, where did this dip happen and why did this dip happen? You guys were neck and neck, and then slow. Where do you think that
You know
came
when it
from?
happened? I
Yeah.
think when it happened when Pulisic that came to play some international games over here in the United States and he got injured. Because Pulisic up to then, he was almost scoring every week. Then Pochettino, or Pochettino, the way we say it in Italy, he overused this guy. It's like he used him 3 times in a week
That's not true.
to play friendlies over here in United States, to play stupid friendlies, and the guy got injured. We didn't get him back after 3 months, almost 2 months. And when he came back, it was not the same Pulisic, Christian Pulisic. Don't listen to that guy.
Anto. He played one game, Pulisic, and he got hurt in 30 minutes that he played.
He
It's not anybody. He did not overuse
him.
it. Stop it. Stop listening to
overused
this
him.
garbage.
Squeeze
Okay.
sponge.
Then we got Nkunku. In Nkunku, he got injured. Then we got Leao that he got injured. I mean, am I crying? No, I'm not.
Sounds
I'm
like
not.
it.
But you asked me
You're
the
tearing.
question. You asked me the question. I said, what do you think the dip? Okay, the dip. he
So
was-
Pulisic was the main
to
culprit.
me, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
but every team deals with that. So
Look at Napoli.
Inter doesn't have Çalhanoğlu. Inter didn't have Dumfries.
If
Inter doesn't have
Pulisic was-
Lautaro.
If
It
Pulisic
happens.
was healthy,
Look at Juventus.
it would have been a different AC
Oh,
Milan.
come on. But that's every team. Come
Yeah.
on.
With the Cortomuso, with Lungomuso. I'm
Okay.
telling you right now.
Moving on. Did you want to say anything? Or
No, I did.
Moving on to another team that had injuries that seems like they're not complaining as much. They managed to get a win. Napoli, I'm talking to. They scored
Napoli.
2
We didn't
minutes
talk about
in with Højlund. And then the last 2 minutes of the game against Verona, who's dead last, tied for dead last. They managed to make it. But Napoli, another team that, similar to Milan in a way that I was saying, they were neck and neck in the beginning. But, you know, this was a more advanced case in terms of injuries because I think it's been a freak accident of a year for Napoli. Conte's never dealt with this. He said it. We can call him a crybaby if you want, but at the end of the day, he's kind of right. No one expected this many injuries, and they're in 3rd place right now, hoping for the
Yeah,
best.
actually, this year he didn't cry that much. I think he kind of gave up. Says, "All right, forget it."
Which I kind of feel bad, which is kind of sad to see, right?
He didn't cry much.
No, I didn't say he didn't cry as much.
As much.
Oh,
yeah.
as
He
the-
seems
as the other
defeated,
years.
which is kind of...
Anyway, he's getting a Gis. I think he's going to go on the bench, and De Bruyne is coming back. So he's got a couple of players, and
Lukaku's back.
Lukaku is back. So he's
Or-
getting. If he
yeah.
gets those 2 on the bench for the next game, he can
Yeah,
probably.
to me, Conte, Mike, is flirting with not making it the Champions League because even with De Bruyne coming back, you don't know what kind of De Bruyne you're going to get. Lukaku got lucky that he scored in the last minute over there. You don't know what you're getting back.
Come on.
You know,
Anto.
you've been out for a long
They're
time.
coming back.
Big,
They're
big.
coming back. You don't know what you're getting,
Big.
but they're coming
We
back.
got Pulisic
and they
back.
have
It was
World
not the
Cup-
same
and they have the
Pulisic that
World
we
Cup
had
in
before.
20. Well, you
Before
gotta
the
give it some
injuries.
time.
That's what I'm saying. How much time do you have? You don't have that much time.
Okay.
You know, Como is bleeding on your neck. Okay. Then there is Roma, stable on the 4th place. But you got to be careful over there because Napoli, the next slip up, he can find themselves, from outside looking in. Right now they're still inside, but they can find themselves from outside looking in.
We'll talk
so
about that.
Conte got to be careful because Italian Championship is not as easy as you said. You were playing with Verona, the last one into the standing.
Yeah.
Okay, you should have been cruising through.
But Verona's
I
Anto,
know.
no
It's,
team is easy.
It's 6 points.
Yeah.
Hey, we have
Well,
5 teams
Napoli.
playing for 3 spots. For
Yeah.
2 spots,
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
We'll make that different segment. But another a team that's not struggling in Serie A is Inter. They beating Genoa, put them aside. Dimarco, that guy's on fire. Gaetano was saying the stats. Kivu, another week, another impressive result. You know, talking just about Serie A, Hanto. But 10 points above, doing incredible, beating records of other coaches, and he's not even an established coach. I say it every time, that how incredible Kivu is and how much of a ceiling he has. He's such a very composed person, and I feel like the way he talks, the way he carries himself, that's gonna make him an even better coach, I think, because he's not arrogant. He seems like someone that wants to learn, and next year, I think is going to be an even scarier year for Inter. And I say specifically in the Champions League if he keeps this roll up.
Mike, give me half of the players that Inter has. I can do even better than Kivu.
Come on, Anto.
with all of those players, you gotta be kidding me.
Come on.
What is it that you're missing over there? You have just about everything. You have 3 players for each position, technically, on Inter. For Kivu, not to do as well as he's doing right now, it will be a total failure. I will kick him out.
It's not true.
So,
The thing is,
he
Kivu.
went out miserably from the Champions
Do you
League
remember
when
what he inherited?
Yeah. What did he inherit? What did he inherit?
A team that lost to Scudetto on the last day.
Yeah, okay.
A team
They
that
almost won.
a team that lost 5-0 in the Champions League final.
Okay.
A team that there was a lot of confusion in a Club World Cup where Lautaro calls out teammates, an important teammate, Çalhanoğlu, in a press conference. These are not easy moments, I think, for a new team, a new coach coming in.
And to manage everything.
Being able to manage. So more importantly, I think, yes, you can say all you want about Inter's players, and I'm total agreement in terms of the total roster.
Deepest bench that on the world.
In terms of roster. But you still have to be able to earn these guys' respect, earn these guys' trust, and build these guys back after a very tough year, okay? Going deep in every competition.
Meaning going 0 for 3.
And going 0 for 3, yes. So being able to flip that switch and be able to now, when the going gets tough, to maintain a certain level, right? And identifying that.
Mentality.
So, to a certain extent, I have a question for everyone here is when we talk in Italy, we always talk about cycles, right? And I think this year, I don't know if it's the end of the cycle or a beginning of meaning the last year of this cycle or the beginning already of a new cycle, because you have your center backs have been changed, right? Because you have Bisek, Akanji, Bastoni is the one guy. Your midfield, you see Sucic now that has taken over Mkhitaryan's role. Right now Dumfries has been out, so you have Enrique. You have Pio and Boni that have been able to start in a lot of games as well. So I think this team has this like first feel for Kivu and a new cycle in a sense where next year there might be some key departures. Definitely, you're looking at a new goalkeeper, and understanding how the rest of the team looks. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to get that, quality 10/winger/ that Kivu wanted. Lukman was wanted by Kivu. He wanted a player that could change the game, and I think hopefully, next year we can see that.
You're gonna get Lukman.
Not Lukman, a player that can
someone that's more direct.
dribble his man.
All
more
right.
direct player.
Congratulations.
Because look,
What
we
do you
should
want us to tell
Atletico.
us? Congratulations. So you won the campeonato. All right. So what are you saying? Take it. It's on you.
I'm saying that if you don't win the game on Sunday, the campionato is over.
But the campeonato is over already 3 weeks ago.
You didn't expect him to say
got the
that.
referees
If you
that killed the
win,
campionato.
you go to 7 points.
It's
Yeah,
not-
7
yeah,
points is
not
it's
over.
still it's a lot.
But if you lose,
Goodbye,
If
Charlie.
we tie, what happened if we tie?
it's
Yeah,
again
you
it's
need to
it's a
win.
lost case
Yeah.
because
Should we make
you're
a
talking
bet?
about 10 points. You're talking about Inter losing 3 games. So far, they lost 4 games in 27 games.
Should we bet? Should we bet who's gonna win or lose or tie, whatever? What are you saying?
Are you gonna honor your bet, Anto?
You never
All the
honor your
time.
bets.
All the
Never
time.
honor.
You guys on all the time?
No, I'm
He
not
owes
betting
me-
with this
he
guy.
owes me so many Peter Lucas dinner. This guy here.
You'll be
I
full for
lost
the rest of your
count.
life, right?
Yeah. I'll tell my wife, stop cooking. Gaetano owes me 10 dinners.
First you pay.
Put the money on the table first.
Stop cooking.
Okay, on to
You okay?
on to the next match. I think this was the match of the weekend. I think you guys could agree. Roma Juventus 3-3.
Go from here.
Oopsie daisy.
Roma Juventus 3-3. That was a great game. Back and forth, 6 goals. I don't think a lot of people expected that from both sides. You guys are cracking up.
He's looking for water. It's only beer. There's only beer.
Get a
there.
beer. Gaetano, what are you looking for? Water? Get a beer.
Grab a lemonade.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with the water?
Lemonade,
You're not gonna
lemonade.
stop the coffee with the water.
Grab a lemonade.
Lemonade. Yeah, the lemonade on top. There you go.
Oh boy.
Mike, don't cut this, please, okay?
No, definitely
Okay.
not.
Look at that. Oh my God.
He's
That's what
back.
happened when you talk bad about AC Milan, okay? That's what happened when you talk bad about AC Milan.
But the game was great. 3-3. Roma, we've been saying it, Milan has been incredible. Gasperini is probably so happy he got him. I can't believe this guy's been sitting on the bench in the Premier League, and now at Roma, this is what it does. A different experience, a different coach, a different environment, a different league could really change you. His confidence is incredible. And Juventus, they let Juventus back in the game. They came back at the end, let them score. But regardless, it was. Could we say it was heartfelt for Roma, this game?
Mike, this is what I see on this game. I saw the game, and I was amazed when Gatti scored. I think Juventus
Heartbreak for Roma.
Juventus had already the last nail on the coffin to call it the Campionato, the Champions League, the fourth place, Spa.
Yeah.
They were almost done.
But they didn't quit, just like the Galatasaray
That's
game.
what I'm saying.
They
I said to
fighting.
myself, for Juventus to score and to score almost at the end of the game.
94th minute.
Yeah. And then I said to myself, oh God, Gasperini must have felt burning all over his own stomach, because the game was over. The game was over. For some reasons, Gatti found himself right there, and boom.
Yeah.
They threw that one out because you're winning 3-1.
Yeah.
You can't let that.
You cannot lose that game. Two things about Spalletti. One, he's not the first coach that puts a defender as a center forward.
Mm-hmm.
Other coaches have done it too. I remember Ciro Ferrara a couple of times in the last, you give him the last 10 minutes. I remember Sergio Brio in the past, or maybe you have a few minutes. They're tall, they're very good with the header. So you put them in the center there, maybe a cross, and they can score with the header because their defenders are very good. So I don't know what came into Spalletti, man, to put this guy in the last few minutes as a center forward, and he came through. But Spalletti, if we look at what he's done this year, he hasn't done better than Motta,
Right.
and he hasn't done better than Tudor. So I don't know what his future will hold for next year, but I don't know if he's going to get a contract, but he's not doing better than the other coaches. And one thing about Juventus and the bad decisions that they've made, Openda, if I'm not mistaken, if you want to get rid of him, you got to give him 40 million.
Wow.
I think he's got to cost that. You got to buy him for 40 million, and then you got to sell him. Now, tell me who's going to pay Openda 40 million.
Good luck. You're taking a loss on him.
David, which this guy, he scored 25 goals a season for 3 seasons in a row. He scored 75 goals in the French league. You know how many shots he has taken in the last 15 games of Serie A?
10. 0.
No.
0.
No.
He has taken 0 shots in the
Figure
last
one
15
shot a
games.
At least.
Mamma mia.
Maybe-
That's crazy.
That's what I heard. I didn't fact check.
Put him on defense.
But
and put Miner on his position.
Gatti.
You started with
yeah, put Gatti.
we started put Gatti on top of that.
What you have to lose?
Just Coop Miner, put him, move him a little bit around, and put Davids on defense. I mean, what the hell? What a waste.
So the future, I think Vlahovic, which I think he started running now, he's probably the best hope that Juventus has going forward for a center forward. He's the best hope.
You're
And
right.
if he makes 12 million a year, if he happens to maybe sign and lower his salary a little bit, he
Give
might,
me a number, Gaetano.
It might be.
What would I make
All right, so
Vlahovic
these guys are
happy?
making 6 million. I think David is making 6 million. So you got to give him more than 6 million.
8. Give
Two.
me
But he's
8. What
gotta
about
accept it, too.
Yildiz? How much is
Wait,
Yildiz making?
yeah,
How much is
yeah,
Yildiz
I think
making?
between probably 10,
You think he's
between
gonna-
between 8 and 10.
That's too much.
He's
Too
not.
much.
No,
This is Serie A. If Yildiz is making 6, it
No,
could
I
make
didn't
7.
say 6. I said David is making. I think believe
that guy does
David.
not work. My
but
God,
they're
what a
making
waste.
6.
So why?
Leao makes 7
why they
million.
spend
And
that-
Leao is not I'm not trying to compare Leao with those guys, but Leao is much better in terms of
The
production.
thing is,
and,
when you get a player on a free,
He makes 6 million now. Yildiz.
Huh?
Yildiz makes 6 now.
Yeah, and I think David's too. So you cannot ask Vlahovic.
so give him 7, 8 top. 8.
You think he can accept that though? He's gonna take at least a
So
4 million.
Go.
He's making 12
It's-
million.
So what? Is damaged good? We don't know how good it is. It's damaged. Let him go. 8 million. I will not give them more than 8
But
million.
he's-
What did he do this
He's
year?
still a good
Come
center
on.
forward. He still tries very hard. When he runs, he really
When he
puts
runs.
his heart into it.
And when he doesn't run?
you gotta, are you gonna be able to get?
When he runs.
You gotta see who you're gonna get. You're gonna get somebody better than Vlahovic.
Yeah, but
That's the
Gaetano,
thing. You
this
need
is, Serie A right now, the last few years, the trending is trying to save money because, the salary, the way over the top. They're talking about right now, budget all the time.
Okay,
This is
so
all the
that's
time.
what I'm saying. He's got to
budget,
cut the
budget,
salary,
budget.
but
That
he's not
means
going to
cutting
cut
the
his salary
salary.
4 million a year.
Okay, what? 12 million was way an exaggeration to begin with.
But somebody gave it to him.
So that's
So
too bad.
somebody gave it to him.
There is
that
a new
means-
sheriff in town right now.
That's
They
not-
said, hey, your new salary is
Yeah,
going to
but
be 8 million.
That's
no
not
more
how
than
contracts
that.
work.
Antonio, at first it depends on what the market is able to pay him. The player Vlahovic is a free player, so he can get whatever he wants. He can go wherever
Such
he
as,
wants.
for example, who's going to give him?
I don't know. That's why even the fact that we're still having this discussion means that he doesn't have many offers. He's also injured, so he's going to rely on these last few months to
Make an
try to
impact.
get some heat, somebody
was-
to come in.
Pete, I was
So
about to get to your point.
The,
Yes,
the
go ahead.
point is, if nobody offers him more than 8, maybe he signs with Juve for 8. But if someone offers him 10, it's going to be hard for him to take
You gotta
8
match
with
it.
the Juventus.
Of course.
And especially if you don't make Champions League. So it's a conversation that needs to be had. What I would say is, it's not up to Vlahovic. It's up to Juve to make this happen. They have to be able to identify who they want as a number 9. Because it's not going to get any easier. It's a prime position that costs money.
Yeah.
You want a top striker?
Yeah.
It's going to cost you 12 million. It's
Okay.
going to cost you 70 million. You got to go after Osimhen. Go ahead. Go after Osimhen. It's going to cost you 80 million. So the thing is with this Juventus team is they need to start making decisions now, and I hope behind closed doors they're already having these conversations. I would, the thing is, let's see how it finishes off with Spalletti. If they make Champions League, I think he has to stay on. He hasn't done amazing, but he also hasn't done terribly with what he's got. I mean, compared to Thiago Motta and to come si chiama? Tudor, he didn't start with this team. He didn't have an off season to work with this team. So
Something to think
getting
about.
his players, starting with getting the players that he wants, having the preseason, then that's what I think you can give him a
Judge
fair.
him. Yeah, yeah.
But,
judgment.
Pete, this is
He's right.
what we are here.
But
we
every
are
year is the
here-
same thing.
I know, but here we are deciding about the future of a team.
You have to.
Based on how this guy here is going to perform the last 2 months of the campionato. Okay, let's assume
There's
that
no
he does.
choice.
Mike,
But he has no choice.
what
Anto.
about it? Let's say he scores 6 or 7 goals or 8 goals, whatever the case might be, and Juventus doesn't make Champions League. Then what? You keeping him? You're gonna keep him?
It depends on
At
what
what
you need as a
price?
number 9.
At what price? What do you mean?
Depends on what you need as a number 9. Most likely, if he's going to ask for crazy numbers, Juventus is probably going to do a calculation that they're not going to be able to afford him potentially.
What is crazy for you?
I'm saying if he wants close to the same thing that he's making right now,
He's not
I don't
gonna
think
get
he's
it.
getting that.
No.
But I think he's not going to go down to 7. I'll tell you that
I'm not
much.
saying 7, 8. No
Even
more than
8.
8.
No,
I
10.
don't
I
know.
think 10's the most.
I think
Way
he's
too
gonna-
much.
I think he's
Way
going
too much.
towards
Who
10.
makes 8 million in Italy? Who makes 8 million?
I get it.
He got it though,
Who does?
Anto, but he got it.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The fact that you have stupid people managing the team and they give you all of that money.
Why is that
but
Vlahovic's
doesn't
fault?
matter.
That's not Vlahovic's
You
fault.
just put on the table all the best forwards that we have in the Serie A. Show me the salary. Show me Lautaro. Show me Leao. Show me Yildiz. Show me
the money.
Show me the
you look-
quality and what you got, the number, and then telling me Yildiz. what's his name?
Vlahovic.
Vlahovic. Based on the number of those guys, is worth
But
this much more, or it's just worth just
but
as much
he's
as
not
those
going to
guys?
go that way.
Why not?
He's going to see the other clubs. What are they
Let
going
him
to
go.
offer? If a Premier League team is going to offer 12,
Let him
he's going to
go.
go there. Yeah, and that could be a decision.
But why would you keep somebody like that as soon as like a prostitute, as soon as somebody pays him $10 more, he's going to
Come on,
go?
Anto, that's how it is.
Give
If
me
you-
a break.
If somebody's paying you more for a job, you're not going to take it.
It's all depend. I love my team. I love
Yeah,
my
okay.
team. For me, money is not the issue. It's a well-established.
Well, it depends on the project. Depends on how well this. This Juventus team is not the Juventus of the past. This is a Juventus team that hasn't won a Scudetto in 5 years. Hasn't been able to do anything in Champions League. Is unstable. Every year there's always issues. He has had issues with the fan base.
You
This
want
is
him
not
to
a
give
normal.
you 3 perfect examples? Del Piero didn't leave Juventus for money. Totti didn't leave
You
the
can't
Roma for
compare.
money.
That's a
And
very-
Maldini didn't
That's
leave
a very
AC Milan
different-
for money.
That's a
Okay,
very
let's
different
move on.
time.
What do you mean different times?
Anto, we can't
Different
compare
time.
those.
What are you talking about?
We can't
They
compare.
were-
Real
were
Madrid
the
wanted
age
Totti
where
for a
the-
lot more money.
They
Real
were
Madrid.
retiring. That was a different.
Gaetano,
different
Totti was on his
Come on.
prime when Real Madrid was searching
Yes.
for
Anyway,
Uh,
Vlahovic is worth whatever somebody's willing to
market.
pay.
So tell me how much
market.
it's worth it.
No, I cannot tell you that.
Tell me.
It's whatever
What would you
somebody.
pay? You are Agnelli.
But
What would you pay
But
him?
it's not me.
Spit
It's
it
the
out.
market.
It's what the market
Oh, my
says.
God.
So
This
if
is
the
wrong.
market
No, it's
true
says,
though, what
if
they're saying,
somebody
Anto.
look, I'll tell you one thing. You know how much money Simeone makes, El Cholito?
He makes a lot of money.
You know how much money he
Maybe
makes?
14, 15 million.
No,
More,
17,
more.
More.
20 million,
More.
25 million.
more.
He's around between 25 and 30
But
million.
that's stupid. Atletico
Okay.
is stupid to give him that money.
But
That's stupid people that- what does
somebody is paying him that money. That's what
That's what he's worth.
That's what the
Listen,
money. That's what he's
If
worth. That's
somebody
what the
tell you-
market
if
is
somebody
worth.
tells you to
So-
jump from the Brooklyn Bridge,
Do you? But what does that have to do
he
with
has
the,
to do it.
with the
He has
market?
to do it.
Listen, how about this?
Listen.
You have your house. You love your house, right?
Yes.
But if someone gave you $5 million, what are you doing?
Has nothing to do. No. Relax.
You would sell
Yeah,
it like
relax.
this.
That's a market.
Listen. Let me show you something. We have 2 apples from the same tree. They look exactly the same. Okay?
Talking
2
to Mike.
apples. Same trees. They look exactly the same. They're standing one on Mike's fruit store, and the other one is on Antonio fruit store. So what do?
Mine's
you
better.
check the apple. I said, oh, this apple is exactly the same one. Mike is asking $5, and Antonio is asking for $3.
Supply
I
and
said,
demand,
you know what?
Anto.
No. I said Antonio's apple is it's just as good or even better. So we'll take Antonio's apple. So Vlahovic,
Correct.
Vlahovic,
That's the market.
yeah,
Aldo.
you know what the problem is? The problem is that we created this market. These guys, the player, before
So you're agreeing.
before ownership was in charge of the player. Now the player are in charge of ownership. Everything is upside down, and this is wrong. Okay? Before it was Berlusconi in charge. Didn't even ask Maldini how much money you getting. I never heard anything discussing contract about Maldini.
But what
about
does that have to
anybody.
do with
He has
what
to
we're
do it.
We gotta move
right
on.
now,
Yeah,
the player
he's
are
talking about
holding-
Berlusconi.
the player are holding hostages the team. It's wrong. I think we need to reverse this.
Okay.
We need to reverse back to I'm the owner. If you wanted to play, this is it. Otherwise, get out.
Anto, this takes years and years. It's not a overnight thing. The market is
Listen.
it's determined on who
Give
pays.
me a break.
And this started from
if
the
you-
poll about
7
who-
million is well paid.
A quick example. I was watching Liverpool for etiquette or whatever his
Mamma
name.
mia, mamma
One 150 million, one 170 million, one 100 million, one. This guy spent almost $500 million, $500 million.
Crazy.
You know. I said, but you guys are crazy, but they spent it.
Yeah. It's
Because
a market.
It's a
And it's only gonna
market.
get worse.
That's what the market. And Liverpool right now is not even in the top 4.
Yeah.
So
Unless
that's
they
the way,
pay with Bitcoin.
that's the way it is.
Listen.
So if somebody from the Premier League says, "Hey, I give you 12 million, I give you 14 million," hey, it's gone.
Yeah.
That's it. It's gone.
Moving on to
Let's go. Move on.
Moving on to standings, Gaetano was hinting about it.
I was trying to look on
The mic too?
I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, put your glasses on. if
so-
you
I
have
don't
one.
have it. I forgot.
let me say this: the race for the Champions League. I'll say the teams. I'll say the points, and I'll say who's fighting for it. And you guys tell me who you guys gonna finish with 11 games left in the
Okay.
season. Inter first. We all know. Pete smiling over there. 67 points in first place. Milan, 57 points in second place. Napoli, 53 points in third place. Roma 51 points in 4th place. Como in 5th place with 48 points. Juve 47 points. Atalanta 45 points. And we'll throw Bologna there.
Yeah,
39
don't go any more
points.
further down.
but Bologna.
Yeah.
Top man.
Okay, so right now I would say Inter Milan would lock the top 4. Then Napoli and Roma, they're not confirmed, I wouldn't say, for the Champions League spot. Who's taking the other 2 spots if we had to guess?
To me, Juventus is not going to make it this year for some reasons. I just smell it. And I can see Como taking maybe Napoli.
Okay,
Napoli or Roma. Como overtaking Napoli or Roma.
So what's your top 4?
It's maybe Como. I would put Como, Roma or Como third. I mean, I'll put Como third.
Como third and
Roma
who
fourth.
So Como and Roma?
Yes.
Ooh.
Hey, I'm sorry,
Okay.
Mike.
Okay,
I don't know.
interesting.
So Napoli's out?
Napoli's out.
And Juve's out.
And Juve's out.
Gaetano, you have yours.
You got 5 teams for 5 spots. You got the
4 spots.
5 teams for 4 spots.
4 spots.
Okay. So you got the first 4 teams
Yeah.
plus Juventus. Those are the 5 teams. You need 4 spots. So is Juventus going to make it? If Juventus makes it, Roma is on the edge. I'm hoping,
Mike,
you can forget about Como, you can forget about Atalanta.
crazy.
It's between Inter, Milan, Napoli, Roma, and Juventus.
Okay.
Those are the teams.
No Como.
Okay, so give me your guess.
Oh,
3 and 4.
3 and 4. Napoli is having all the players that they're starting to come back, so they're going to be good. Roma with Meno Malen is doing very
Juventus
good.
is out.
Juventus without center forward, it's a mess. If Vlahovic comes back, I go for Juventus.
So he's coming back now with Udinese. He's playing He's playing
No,
Sunday.
I think he started.
That's what they said.
I think he said he started running.
So Juventus, Napoli,
Juventus, Napoli, yeah.
Peter.
And Roma is out.
Yeah.
Gaetano, Roma is out.
It's on the edge between.
you have to just forget
He
about
said
it.
it.
Yeah,
Juventus.
it
He
doesn't
said
end.
it. Juventus.
Is Vlahovic coming back? I have to see. If Vlahovic comes back, Juventus got it. If Vlahovic doesn't
There's
come
11
back,
games. He'll be back.
Juventus doesn't have a chance.
Okay.
I think Roma are going to go deep in Europa League, so that might give Juventus this chance to get in to the top 4. But I could see Roma winning the Europa League and getting into the Champions League nonetheless.
That would be
That
the
would be
ideal.
nice. Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be the ideal.
Yeah, I think Napoli is definitely in the top 4. I think with these players coming back, they'll be able to muster some wins. It's not going to be pretty, but they'll be able to take care of business. And then it's just a matter of understanding Roma. I think Roma missed a big opportunity when you're winning 3-1 versus Juve to not get those extra points. So it's Roma, Juve. I'll just say, I'll say Juve.
So it's Inter Milan, Napoli, and Juve.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Inter, Milan, Napoli, Roma. I think Roma is gonna continue their good form. I think Milan is gonna keep going. I don't think Juve is gonna have enough for what it takes with even with Vlahovic coming back. I think it's gonna take some time for him to snap in, and it's too late. They're fighting against time right now, and I think that's what I think.
Mike, can you pull up
We
the
all have
schedule
different-
of the scontri diretti of those 4 teams or 5 teams? Because AC Milan has played most of, except for Inter, has played most of them. Inter and Napoli, most of them. You guys are.
Who do you want? You want Roma?
Yeah, the Roma.
Roma's playing Genoa, Como, that's a direct clash. Lecce, Inter, Pisa, Atalanta, Bologna, Fiorentina, Parma, Lazio, and Verona.
That's tough.
That's very tough.
Let's
Very
go to
tough.
AC Milan. We play Inter.
Well, Milan's gonna make it.
Okay, all
Come
right.
on.
Then let's go to you said Roma before or Como? That was Roma. Go Como or Juventus? No, go Juventus. Go Juventus.
Juventus has to play Udinese.
Juventus got to play Pisa, Udinese, Sassuolo, Genoa, Atalanta, Bologna, Milan, Verona, Lecce, Fiorentina, and Torino.
not bad.
A little
not
bit
bad.
easier.
A little easier. But at least, Mike, what's easier on the paper?
Yeah, it's true.
You're talking
That's
about
true.
low block teams.
Yeah, I
you
know.
can
That's
you
true.
can hit a snag over there.
Okay.
Now let's look for Napoli.
Napoli is playing
Wow, they're gonna play Milan.
Torino, Lecce, Cagliari, Milan, Parma, Lazio, Cremonese, Como, Bologna, Pisa, and Udine.
Napoli's got a tough.
Not as tough as Roma.
No, Napoli's got a tougher
Napoli's
one.
tough too. Okay.
Roma's got it very tough.
Yeah, what they have.
So-
I don't know. To me,
What do you think?
to me,
We'll see.
I can see Juventus out.
It's tough. I think it's gonna be switched. 11 games,
be nice.
33 points.
If
up
I
for
have to choose
grabs.
between Juventus and Napoli out, I'll take Juventus out. I'll keep Napoli in, and I'll keep Juventus out. So that
Like
would
I
be
said.
I mean, I put Como. I mean, I'm just going on the limb to put Como because I like their
Yeah.
style of playing and I like the mentality. This Caceres that they have, the Coqueres or whatever. I like a lot of players that Como has. This
They're
Sergio-
exciting, yeah.
Sergio Roberto been of his age, he's doing very well. If the guy will play the full game, I think Como's got qualities that they have a top goalkeeper. To me, I like that guy. I think Juventus should be looking for a goalkeeper like that.
Juventus is getting kind of sick.
Como goalkeeper it's top. So I see Como solid. I see Como as a solid, maybe almost. I would put him hands down.
Almost.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everything's almost.
I would put him over Juventus.
They could all win and all lose.
I would put him.
That'd be incredible. And if they manage to make Champions League,
They're not making Champions League.
Oh yeah,
They're not making Champions
Pete, what are you saying?
No, they're there. I don't
Europa
think
League.
that they're not
you
gonna make
you
it,
said
but-
it very. You put your foot down on that. I don't put my foot down. It'll be nice.
Yeah.
But you're very stern on that.
Coma's not going to make it.
Wow.
All right.
Maybe
It's
Fabio-
between Roma and Juventus.
Wow,
And the
okay.
next couple of weeks, Roma's got some tough games. Juventus, not
got
as tough on
Yeah.
paper.
You
we're
already
talking
have
about
Napoli in just like
on
that.
paper.
I don't even put Napoli in like that either.
No,
That'd be nice.
Napoli, they're getting the players back.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Okay.
And this
Okay.
kid Alisson is not that bad.
no, he's exciting to see for
He's
sure.
exciting.
Okay, guys, till next week we'll see. Maybe our predictions change. Some good.
Wait, let's say a couple more things, Mike.
Well,
we were
what's
talking
up?
before we started the podcast about the Fiorentina now edging slightly
They
higher
lost.
from
Slightly.
They lost.
They lost.
Yeah, I know, but they are
They're
teetering.
right there,
They are
yeah.
teetering
Tied.
into that area,
Yeah.
and now Cremonese they can find themselves into trouble if they
Oh,
don't
Lecce
win.
Cremonese is
There's
the
a lot
next
of
game.
teams
So
that could go down.
it's just a lot of excitement, even from the top to the bottom. Serie A is extremely
Yeah,
exciting.
whoever loses the game on
Okay.
Sunday, Lecce Cremonese is in Serie B.
That's gonna be the game to
That's
watch.
Serie B.
That's gonna feel like a Champions League match to watch for sure and spectacle for sure.
And so for Juventus, that has got all this on the paper, those easy team, you got to be careful,
There's no such
especially
thing as
when
easy.
the fight for not going down to Serie B is gonna get.
Especially the last games we've seen
Yeah.
the relegation teams fight tooth and nail.
You're gonna see
for-
Davide Nicola with his nice hairstyle over there since he was 15 years old. He's gonna spit fire and he's gonna make hell for every team over there. So
I tell you one thing: if he
yeah.
loses on Sunday, goodbye, Charlie.
you
Yeah.
think so?
Yeah,
For
because
sure. they
Goodbye,
There's-
Nicola.
there's-
Come on,
there's-
Pete. There's still
there's not-
11 games. 11
Yeah,
games.
but you
there's
have to
gonna
make
be
it-
10.
you need
There's gonna be
something.
10,
Who
man.
did you lose?
You need some time to
The scontro
click.
diretto, you are saying, right?
Oh, scontro diretto, but you also need a scossa. You need something that can.
She's been in
change
free
the
Yeah,
game.
you need a
falling, right?
spark, a spark.
Smart.
Yeah, but
Hey, they held on with AC Milan until the last 3 minutes, and I said to myself, hell. And then thank God.
that's what it
we
is.
scored.
That's
But
CALCIO for
the
you.
games are 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll make more stories for next time. We'll see. We'll check out the relegation race. We'll see with 10 games left. That's where it's really gonna go down tooth and nail. Who's gonna get sacked? Who's gonna have hopes for the
Who's going to win the
Champions
bets? How many bets? We want to
League? And how many stakes we're having next week?
When you pay the last bet, then we make another
oh my
bet.
God,
And
man.
we'll see.
You lost on here on the
Mike,
podcast.
Mike.
You know how many people call me and say, "Did Antonio pay up his bet?"
Who called you?
And,
AI called you, not the people. AI called you.
Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week with Marco. He'll be here to tell us some cool stories that went on in Serie A, Calcio, Champions League, and we'll see you next time. Ciao, guys.
All right.